So now you can hear me.
Yes, Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गता मह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुक्तपदकमलान् श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणरघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललित श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारणे वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So you can hear me. So we are in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita as part of the systematic study of Vedic scriptures. In that, we were discussing about the three modes, the influence of the three modes of material nature. Prakriti is Shakti, Prakriti is energy. Energy has influence. We can't say that, okay, he has so much power, but if he's not exercising it, then, yeah, having power is as good as no power. The metal nature has power, and that's why Prakriti is also addressed as Shakti. And Lord's energy is Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, Tatastha Shakti. So in this way, we can see Lord is also all powerful. In fact, the definition given by Garga Muni uh, is one second. Is it Garga Muni? Yeah, yeah. I have to check. Where he says Bhagavan means one who has all opulences. Yeah, this uh, all powerful, mm, all beautiful, all renunciant, mm, all unlimited. Yeah, and beauty, power, opulence, renunciation, all attractive. Then there is one more. In this way, we see Lord means all powerful. We can see means has power. Power is energy, and we can see that he has innumerable Shaktis, innumerable powers, or innumerable energies, or innumerable potencies. In that, the material nature which is created by him has is also power, Shakti, and mm, Mother Durga. She is ensuring that this energy is exercised in the universe properly, so that people can um, be enlightened in uh, through this function. And these three modes, we were discussing the three kinds of happiness. We are yet to discuss from verse number 36. We will go on. And yeah, let me open the page. In fact, everyone is looking for happiness, and we only know one happiness definition. Even if we see in dictionaries, you will find only one version of it. What is happiness? Not classified like what Krishna is classifying happiness in the three modes. So I think we speak from the 36th verse. If someone can read, let me know. We can see the screen. Yeah, maybe Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu. Would you like to start?
Yes, Prabhu. Sukham tvidanim त्रिविधं शृणु मे भरत शर्प अभ्यासाद्रमते यत्र दुःखान्तं च निगच्छति. O best of Bharatas, now please hear from me about the three kinds of happiness by which the conditioned soul enjoys and by which he sometimes comes to the end of all distress. Purport: a conditioned soul tries to enjoy material happiness again and again. Thus he chews the chewed, but sometimes in the course of such enjoyment he becomes relieved from material entanglement by association with a great soul. In other words, a conditioned soul is always engaged in some type of sense gratification. But when he understands by good association that it is only a repetition of the same thing, and he is awakened to his real Krishna consciousness, he is sometimes revealed from such repetitive so-called happiness. Relieved, sorry.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here in this verse, we can see that Krishna is telling to Arjuna about the three kinds of happinesses by which the conditioned soul enjoys and by which he sometimes come to the end of all distress. What does that mean? This means that everyone is definitely looking for happiness again and again. The conditioned soul tries to enjoy material happiness again and again. This material happiness again and again means this happiness, what we are getting, is not free flowing, everlasting, and eternal happiness. That's why this happiness is tatkalika. It is not forever enjoyable. That's why he's trying to enjoy little and then it's exhausted. And again, he tries to do something so that he can enjoy. Again, it's exhausted. It is something like you are earning some money and then you're going to a, what do you call this? Kluk, what do you call this? Casino. Yeah. Casino will give you all kinds of facilities for your enjoyment only for that moment until you have the money. As soon as you don't have money, then they just kick you out, even if you want to stay there. Or if one wants to go to higher planets, yeah, he can go there until his punya, his piety is still available. And as long as his piety available, then he can enjoy the royal treatments there. But once that is done, yeah, then he's kicked out. Hmm. So this is compared to something like he choose the chewed. Hmm. In fact, in yeah, when we are going to discuss about the Charvata Charvanana, what he's chewing again, just like a sugarcane pulp. He's keep on trying to squeeze some happiness from this sugarcane by enjoying the sweetness, but it doesn't come. But sometimes, in the course of such enjoyment, he becomes relieved from material entanglement by association with a great soul. If we see real happiness can be awakened when we get in touch, when we come in contact with devotees. Uh, but because our conditioning is so strong, we do not appreciate the greatness of a devotee in our life. We think, oh, devotee means, oh, I have to face so much inconvenience. And some don't even appreciate a devotee coming in our life. And that's why there's so much envy. And when we talk about the grossest form of envyism, We can see in the um, what do you call this, science community, where they say, hey, why are you defining everything that God has created? Can you show a proof, like how we prove everything? Can you show? And why it is said is because when people are leading a regulated life, uh, a systematic regulated life, a life of sacrifice, a life of foregoing happiness that the material world is creating through the scientific advancement, come on, then there is no more customers. When there is no more customers, then okay. So there is a huge challenge. So that's why promotion of this material happiness is more on the billboards, advertisements, that if you do this, you'll be happy. If you do that, you'll be happy. If you do so many things, then you are happy. On the other side, Buddhism is saying if you don't do, then you are happy. So where is the truth? Is it not doing is the true happiness, or is it doing everything that materialists are telling is that happiness? Even in not only in Buddhism, we can see even in Vedic way of living, so many yogis end up staying in the forests. Why? Because they are frustrated. A yogi is frustrated with what the material nature is filled with the mode of passion and ignorance. Then a yogi wants to go to a place where there is no influence of such things, that he ends up yeah, we come across sometimes someone has left everything, he just ran to a place and he is leading a life independently, so that he is detached. So all these ways, one is trying to squeeze some happiness. In other words, a conditioned soul is always engaged in some type of sense gratification. But when he understands by good association that it is only a repetition of same thing, so our habits come. Our habits make us to do the same things, maybe in a different style. But in the end, the purpose, a smoker, he will smoke maybe one brand or a different brand or a other brand, but he is smoking and still the lungs are, yeah, affected. Similarly, a person who is enjoying the material nature, yeah, he doesn't know the metal nature's purpose is not for enjoyment. The metal nature, just like a jail, purpose is not to facilitate our enjoyment, but to help us to come to our senses, that we can understand that, oh, if at all I have to enjoy, that is possible only when I get out of the jail, not while being in the jail. Now let me know what to do. And then when you go to a jailer and the jailer is going to tell, if you lead a very um, ethical and what do you call this? Loyal, yeah, loyal to the government. If you lead such a life, then you will be released. So that then he will enjoy the happiness, and then by good association, that it is only a repetition of same thing, and he is awakened to his real Krishna consciousness, and he is sometimes relieved from such repetitive so-called happiness. So this happiness, in fact, Krishna speaks five verses. Hmm. Or actually, we have just read one. Who would like to read the next one?
Krishna Prabhuji, shall I read?
Go ahead.
यत्तदग्रे भीषमिव परिणामेऽहमृतोपमम् तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तमात्तबुद्धिप्रसादजम्. Translation. That which is the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to real self-realization is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. In the pursuit of self-realization, one has to follow many rules, regulation to control the mind and the senses. and to concentrate the mind on the self. All these procedures are very difficult, bitter like poison. But if one is successful in following the regulations and become the transcendental become and comes to the transcendental position, he begins to drink the real nectar and he enjoys life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry. So happiness, yeah, is so sweet. Yeah, sweet is what we all want. Here we are seeing the happiness can be of three types, and the first one is described. What is it in the mode of goodness? Happiness means. Yeah, the example given here, like poison in the beginning and nectar in the end. So. Yet tad agre visham iva. Visham is poison. Yet that agre visham iva pariname mritopamam. So the pariname, the end, parinam is the result, the end is amrutopamam. Amrutopa is equivalent to nectar. Tat sukham satvikam proktam. That happiness is stated or set as in the mode of goodness. Uh, and what is the benefit of this? Atma buddhi prasadajam. So, which means that uh, one's intelligence, it is said, or self-realization, which awakens one's self-realization, is said to be in happiness. Come on, we are struggling because to have this self-realization is means giving up so much that unwanted thing, but we thought it's all wanted thing. So, in the pursuit of self-realization, one has to follow many rules and regulations to control the mind and senses. So, if we let our senses loose, if we let them go in whatever way they want to go, then, yeah, eventually, though we are the master uh, of those senses, we become enslaved. And then, when we become enslaved, then there is no happiness. Happiness comes when the senses are under control. And here, that's why it says, how is it possible? By following rules and regulations. Come on, these rules and regulations are very difficult. You can do this, you can't do that. You should do this, you must do it. Uh, so many, and that's why people don't come to religion. Yesterday, I was hearing to a documentary on a radio, which was telling about which state was that, but not Wattenscheid. Some Bielefeld, right? Bielefeld, which comes after Hum. So yeah, so this interviewer was asking, "Hey, the Christmas is coming, and now we are happy finally that the benches of the church will be filled, all fine, and of course not all the time, all the Christmas days, but maybe sometime." But why are there so much churches that are not? Um, Mm, yeah, he was giving some stats which was saying there are a lot of churches in Germany, but why is it that some of the churches have to be sold out? Why some churches have to be used for some other purpose, but not for the prayers, for this all purposes? Why? And of course, I couldn't hear the complete documentary, but the sense we can see is that people are not interested. People are not interested in God consciousness because it involves lots of rules and regulations. The rules and regulations make people feel, oh, it's not for me. After all, I have few hours to enjoy, and if I misuse these few hours in practicing bhakti, then all my life, yeah, come on, my age is ticking, and after a certain age, I can't enjoy anymore. So let's enjoy first. Afterwards, anyway, when I can't move around, then I take up to all these vows, or I will take up to these regulations. Yeah, and there are so many people who are in this old age, they think, oh, how nice if I would have started hmm, religious life uh, at an early age. Why? Because at the old age, it becomes more challenging that way one may not be able to offer services with full power, full strength, and enjoy the benefits of the services. Mm. And then there is also uh, not only the strength, physical strength, but also emotional strength. Where is that emotional strength to handle? Because it is said that, yeah, now we have all the hormones, or what do you call, the uh, spirit, yeah, to be very positive, optimistic, not pessimistic. But as the age takes in, it becomes more towards pessimism, where if you ask, hey, of course, I have seen some saying, hey, I can't learn new things. Uh, but then at the same time, Facebook is something very new, but people learnt it. There's Insta, which is new. I think Insta is also picked up by them. Whatever is coming, they're able to pick up so that they can stay socially connected. Yeah. But when it comes to reading, when it comes to following the principles of Bhagavad Gita, then oh, I think it's too much. So it all is because of the influences of nature. Yeah, what nature we have been nurturing our own intelligence. Yeah, not true intelligence, but mental intelligence. Based on that, one is affected, and based on that, he is acting. And when it's not like a, you know how this trains run. Yeah, when you put coal into this furnace, it's burning, it's creating the energy that is pushing, and as soon as you stop it, it's not so easy. You can still see after the train has come to a halt, still you can see that this furnace is running. It's not like it's completely turned off. Yeah, thinking ready, come on. As soon as the what do you call this pilot? Loco pilot. As soon as the loco pilot opens up, the energy comes in, and I have to run the. So this is our mentality that yes, it's only a matter of some inconvenience. When it goes again, I can enjoy. Let me tolerate. Let me tolerate. So no, that way one cannot enjoy. Rather, the solution. In fact, when we see very nicely, Sripad Ramanujacharya, he comments on this, and it is absolute truth. Uh, Acharya, he says, the aforementioned description of knowledge. Yeah, we were talking about three kinds of knowledge, three kinds of action, three kinds of performance, everything, right? All this is for what? Are all utilized for the purpose and intention of obtaining happiness as influenced by the three gunas or modes of nature. So, if a performer is doing, he's doing um, for happiness. If there is an activity or action that is done so that that activity which is giving happiness is performed, knowledge, yeah, everything is picked up so that one can be happy. That is the main thing. Now, Lord Krishna reveals that sukham or happiness that one becomes habituated to by constant endeavor, gradually deriving exquisite pleasure at the cessation of misery with termination of sansar. So ultimately, so it the happiness which can be everlasting is something is done through the cessation, self-realization. That's why Krishna is saying in the third line, he is saying that tat sukham satvakam proktam atma buddhi prasada jam. One that can give the real intelligence, atma in the self, buddhi of intelligence. So that is real intelligence only can give real happiness. Such sukham is achieved by industrious effort right from its very commencement with the yoga of meditation and pranayama, breathing exercises, which brings the mind and senses under control. So, which means basically saying yoga. Yeah, of course. when Ramanujacharya was purporting this verse at that time, we didn't have yet the full blooming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. At that time, definitely there is so much emphasis given to control of mind and senses, and through the control of mind and senses, one can do deity worship, one can do services. So that was the idea, and for which pranayama is, yeah, nice to maintain good health, and also what was the other one? Sense control, cessation, yeah, meditation, yes. And the single solution, one-stop solution for all these things, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, is while we execute ourselves in the Sankirtana moment, when we are singing and chanting the names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The, the immediate effect of it is itself is that we are having happiness. Why? Because we are in direct contact with the Lord. And while we are doing this, whatever the results of meditation, whatever the results of pranayama, everything we can get. Of course, in India, there's a devotee, I think he's coming from naturopathy. He even said when one is carefully doing japa, it also one is already doing pranayama. Of course, he says how one is breathing. Anyway, I don't want to bring this thought because then whenever we are doing japa, we start thinking, oh, did I inhale? Did I hold the breath? Did I stop the breath? No. Let's do our chanting when we do with concentration, everything, the benefits that whatever we need at the soul level, mind level, body level, everything is taken care. And one experiences great happiness because he understands the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to preach, mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to spread Krishna consciousness. Uh, Coming back to Sripad Ramanujacharya's commentary, he said, such happiness arises solely from Atma Tattva or realization of immortal soul. The consciousness of one which is absorbed in the Atma is one who can realize the Atma. The bliss of tranquility and serenity is experienced within after all conceptions and designations have been renounced except the Atma. So the difference between impersonalism and personalism is this exact. What Ramanujacharya is mentioning here is one has to give up all his designations and all conceptions, so that I am this, I am that, I am qualified, I am that. So all these things are to be given up, and but not the understanding that I am a spirit soul. Uh, Whereas impersonalism is saying that this I am this soul also cease to exist as soon as we have realization, because we merge in the Brahma Jyoti. No, that is not the complete understanding, because just like, where did I read this? When you ground coal, yeah, now you have coal powder, and then when you mix that in the rice flour, then the black coal turns to gray, isn't it? Um, is coal has become gray? Pratik Prabhu? I don't know if you're there. Yeah, Pratik Prabhu. What happened to this coal? Did this coal become gray
Hello,
or the
Prabhuji.
rice? So what I was giving example is when you ground a coal, a piece of coal, and then you have a rice flour. When you're mixing them together, the black coal has turned to gray, right? So, did the coal become gray?
No, Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm. Or did the rice become gray?
No.
So the individuality of these two things are still there, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
If we do a proper microscopic analysis, we can see whatever is coal, yeah, particles, they are gray, sorry, black, and whatever is rice is white. So the individuality of a soul doesn't cease to exist as soon as we enter the Brahmajyoti. That still is same. Only thing is because all are similar, the spirit souls, yeah, having spiritual sparks, everything is having. So it's just compared to a small. What are the small flies that emit lights in the night?
Fireplace.
No, I don't know. It's firelight.
Fireflies.
Fireflies, do they emit fire? I don't know. Are they?
They don't emit fire, they emit light.
Yeah, yeah, okay, but yeah. Okay, so these they we can see in the night, but not in the daytime, right? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I don't think that they stop emitting such energy. Yeah? They don't stop in the daytime also, but because the sunlight is so much, huh, they emit but is not visible. It doesn't mean that they don't exist. They do exist in the daytime also, right?
Not
So,
sure.
sorry.
Not sure, Prabhuji. Daytime we don't see those flies.
Yeah, they exist.
Yeah,
It's not that they're just born in the night and die in the night.
yeah.
Hmm. So coming back here, so Ramanujacharya is mentioning that the concept, consciousness of one, uh, which is absorbed in the Atma, is one who can realize the Atma. And in fact, one should come to the stage that to realize Atma, he has to give up all the conceptions and designations. Giving up means painful. Isn't it? Parth Prabhu, if someone is saying, Parth Prabhu is so great that he has done this, that, and you know what? He is the best devotee of 2025, and in fact, he is awarded a service like the best preacher award, all these things. Or maybe someone is not giving, but yeah, you have been doing a lot of hard work yourself in your company and you have got the recognition that okay, now you are manager, huh? You are a senior manager or you are executive manager, I don't know, all these things, these designations, huh? In fact, one is working whether he want it or not. When they are coming, how is it in terms of giving them up or leaving them, or giving all the credit to the Lord only? It's quite painful. Huh? After all, we work very hard. Not so easy to offer everything to the Lord and say, hey, because of you only. Yeah. Yes, we are practicing the art of prayers. We are practicing the art of giving credit to the Lord. But still, to that extent, we have this passion inside us. We still think, oh, let the credit come to me. Oh, after all, it's me only. I have done it. Anyway, I didn't say Parth Prabhu. I just referred anyone, general, on a general note. Yeah, that that is there, and as long as that is there, then we don't know who we are. We are servant of the Supreme Lord. As long as the designations are there, they keep on coming and disturbing our uh, attempt to have self-realization. The bliss of tranquility and serenity is experienced within after all conception and designations are huh, given up, except Atma. It is by such renunciation that the Atma is perceived and its Ananda. Very nice. You see here, Sripad Ramanujacharya is mentioning or helping us to understand the difference between Sukham and Ananda. He is saying, and when everything is given up, when the spirit soul is coming to the self-realization stage, then what is happening? And it's Ananda or bliss experienced. And it is this Ananda that awards the highest happiness. So it awards the highest happiness, the highest grade of happiness, and such sukham is like nectar and situated in sattva guna, the mode of goodness. So here we can see the description that's mentioned here, yeah, in a way, because Ramanujacharya is not mentioning about the Shuddha Sattva stage explicitly by giving a name. We can see Krishna is saying happiness, the mode of goodness, happiness and mode of goodness. Again, in happiness, again there is a gradation, and the topmost of that is experienced at Atma Tattva stage, which is in the mode of goodness at the highest, which is mode of pure goodness, which means no influence of passion or ignorance. So that purest state, one is experiencing the highest happiness, which is called Ananda. That's why we hear Satchit Ananda. It's not Satchit Sukham. It's so um, never heard of that. Uh, um, so one can understand the value of regulating oneself in this life so that we can enjoy happiness in this life and next life, or in this life and life after. So the key to our happiness, yeah, it is not like we are saying, okay, don't enjoy now, sacrifice, take all trouble. Life is full of challenges, accept them, then you can get happy. No, what we are saying is while regulating, when we take up to the process of Bhakti Marga, what we are doing is engaging in chanting, engaging in service of the Lord, engaging in the service of the devotees, engaging in all these practices according to the rules and regulations as per the nectar of devotion. And then what will happen? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Rasamrita, this bhakti is not static, this bhakti is not passive, this bhakti is a very active instrument in our life. When we take to process of bhakti, the happiness that we really get is unimaginable. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm trying my own self to experience that. And with that little glimpse of happiness, what I'm getting, I am convinced, and I'm trying to help others to be convinced. Why? Because this is the sublime, easiest way one can enjoy happiness, by, of course, regulations as per given by the acharyas, as per given by the gurus. So regulations are, we may feel as boundaries of our freedom, but it is said the most happiest person is that disciple who has surrendered his free will at the foot, at the lotus feet of his spiritual master. Hmm. That is the secret, because we don't know how we will use our free will. We don't know, we may misuse it and miss the chance. But if we have one single pointed goal of satisfying our Guru, by serving him, and whatever he is guiding, with no second thought, accept it and follow it. That happiness, initially we may feel, hey, I'm not doing what I want to do, but I'm fully convinced that I am doing what my Guru wants to do, who has attained Atma Tattva stage, who has attained that realization stage, and he is speaking in the line of parampara. So in that way, I'm convinced that I'm sure to be happy. Initially, struggle might look like poison, but the nectar is waiting when we really uh, take to the process of Krishna consciousness. Any questions before we move on?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, we talked about the happiness. So I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, like, is it good to have the attitude to extract the happiness out of the services or from the spiritual path? Is this mood? Uh,
Yeah, is your question that should we really look after such happiness, or is it like when such happiness comes, should we really start enjoying? Is that the question?
like yeah, maybe similar to that. Like we talked about na happiness, that we should look happiness in that way, not from the material. environment. But
Mm-hmm.
from when we serve or when we are in the bhakti marg, we get this happiness or ananda. So
Mm-hmm.
is the mood of having the expectation of getting happiness or ananda from the spiritual path, is it right mood to have this
If it
expectation
inspires,
or
if it inspires us to do bhakti, that's fine. But the higher taste is not enjoyed by seeing our happiness. The higher taste is absorbed in seeing Krishna's happiness. So the focus, yeah. So if you are getting happiness, yeah, that's fine. But I'm keen whether Krishna is happy. That is more priority. The more and more we go into the direction, then yeah, we are so much absorbed. That is what is yoga. Bhakti yoga is not bhakti for Krishna and happiness for me.
okay.
Yeah. So maybe, I mean, to answer again, it means that, yeah, of course, the soul nature is also to enjoy happiness. Uh, what kind of enjoyment? Enjoyment by serving the master. And of course, as a result of that, yeah, if you are not happy, how can you offer service that you know that you have pleased, yeah, your guru or your Lord? Yeah. So happiness is something the Lord is reciprocating, He's giving. See, happiness is something that is within, right? Hmm? But it is also a blessing of the Lord, right? It doesn't just come. We may think, oh, I have paid 100 euros and I got a ticket to something and I'm going to enjoy. It need not be. Yesterday we were reading about this metal advancement example that one is having so much accessibility to contraceptive ways of life, but there is no guarantee. One may not want to have a child, but he will, if that's the plan of the Lord. So, as and how much we advance in Krishna consciousness, in bhakti also we start seeing that though we are doing bhakti for relief from suffering, yeah. Krishna says, na, there are four kinds of people who come to me for worship. Yeah. One are one is the, forgot. One who is interested, distressed. What is that distressed word? I'm trying to get this. Mm, one
Artha.
are Artha, yeah, Artha is the one who is in that state of distress and he's in kind of suffering and he is turning to the Lord. Hey, Lord, please remove this suffering for me. Artharthi is the one who is thinking, oh, okay, let me get more opulence or more rich, but let me become more rich. So in these different classes, people are going to the Lord only. So and Krishna says in Bhagavatam also that whatever might be the interest that you have, still engage in devotional service. But the pure stage of devotion is that not expecting one's own happiness. Yeah, it might come. Yeah, we may see. There is this Sanatan Goswami was chastising Rupa Goswami that how can you do this? That Radharani has come to serve you. Our mood is that we should serve Radharani. Yeah. So if we are getting happiness, yeah, we should be just more happy that, oh Lord, thank you very much. It's not that for my enjoyment I'm going to use this. It is only, you are inspiring me that I can offer you more service. Yeah. And sometimes what may happen is we are so much absorbed in our happiness that we do with little bhakti that we forget the Lord next day. Huh? So that's not our goal. Our goal is to practice bhakti according to the rules and regulations or guidance of Guru, so that we are not, um, we are not misusing our free will. Our free will can be quite dangerous when we are in the beginning days. We don't know what is right, what is wrong, what to do, what not to do, and all these challenges. So that's why Sometimes we may get carried away with the happiness. Then we start thinking, hey, you know what? I did that. I did this. I am happy. You know, no, the most important is that is the Lord happy? And the Lord is happy when we take to the process. We may think, oh, Lord is happy because I did that, I did. No, is that according to the guidelines, what we are supposed to do? Yeah. And when we have knowledge, for example, from the nectar of devotion, then we start seeing how what are we experiencing? Huh? Because there are indications. What are the symptoms of happiness? What are the symptoms of sadness? What are the symptoms of this eight form, eight kinds of symptoms that one is experiencing? All these things through examples. Yeah, yeah. Again, we should be careful. Oh, now because I have the siddhi, that's why now I'm little special. No, we have to just go on. Our focus should not be distracted because of the happiness that we are getting. We are happy because the Lord is facilitating us in all the ways. Yeah, we are happy. Otherwise, and when these things are not facilitated, we are also happy because, oh Lord, now you are really testing me. Oh Lord, because now you really appreciate me to work more than what I was thinking. Let me give a little more. So all these things are, it's a dialogue between me and my Lord. It's a dialogue between us, right? Of course, it's not written into a Bhagavad Gita because Krishna is not reciting, and there is no Sanjaya who is writing the conversation between you and the Lord. Huh? But it is a relationship that you and Lord has anyway, and Lord is reciprocating for what we are dedicating in the line into the process. And as part of the reciprocation, there is something. Lord is not passive that you don't get anything in return. Lord is reciprocal, hmm? And then what He gives is also happiness. Hmm. And whether you want to enjoy it and forget the Lord, or whether you want to forget your enjoyment and offer still everything to the Lord, is what in our hand.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know still if your question is yeah
I
answered
think
or
it's
not.
answered, Prabhuji.
Even I think that, but
Yeah.
not sure. Okay, other questions? Okay, then we go to two verses and then discuss about them. Let me know. This is yet that Visham. Okay. Now, through this, let's understand in what level are we by going through these three verses of happiness and understand how great devotee are we. So, who would like to read the second one? Hmm.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
विषयेन्द्रिय संयोगद यत्तद् अग्रे मृतोपमम् परिणामे विषयम् इव तत्सुखम् राजसं स्मृतम्. Translation: that happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects and which appears like nectar at first but poison at the end is said to be of the nature of passion. Purport: a young man and a young woman meet, and the senses drive the young man to see her, to touch her, and to have sexual intercourse. In the beginning, this may be very pleasing to the senses, but at the end or after some time, it becomes just like poison. They are separated, or there is a divorce, there is lamentation, there is sorrow, etc. Such happiness is always in the mode of passion. Happiness derived from a combination of the senses and the sense objects is always a cause of distress and should be avoided by all means. Yeah. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Thank you. happiness in the mode of passion. Yeah, yeah, you have already read. Hmm. Let's hear. I'm reading from uh, Keshav Kashmiri from the Kumara Sampradaya. Very nicely, he says that the sukham or happiness that is derived from sense gratification by contact with the objects of the senses, such as sexual and sensual bodily enjoyment, although seeming to be like nectar in the beginning when it is fresh and newly experienced, but later, after habitual repetition over and over again, continually throughout one's life, it becomes just like venom, yielding unhappiness in this world and the next. It goes yeah further. Such activities are for begetting children in the grahastha ashram or material life, or married life, and perpetually the spices. Otherwise, such activities, spices or species. No, what is this word? Species. Otherwise, such activities. Oh, sorry. And perpetuating the species. Otherwise, such activities keep on in bondage and hence are deplorable. Such Sukham Lord Krishna confirms as situated in the Raja Guna, the mode of passion. So, the world, I mean, this doesn't need introduction and also in an elaborate discussion. Also, it is very clear the world, the more and more we are passionate, of course, the more and more we are um, uh, enjoying. I think the world is now is so advanced that it can, what do you call, it can. um, serve us with all kinds of comforts or even pleasures and also experiments and experiences to that mind blowing and overwhelming because these things were not practiced at least a few years back. Yeah, of course, it was not that the science was not advanced. Yeah, one may think, no, 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 it is because now science has made all these things available. That's why people have a higher opportunity to enjoy. Uh, Now people are not worried about that. They can enjoy these all facilities. So, but what's happening is what is so quick that can give happiness and that may not be everlasting as long as if it is not related to the Atma Tattva. All this is Vishaya Tattva. I think in this verse, right? What was the shloka? The shloka is Vishayendriya. Vishaya, it's not Visha, it's Vishaya. Vishaya means sense objects, objects related to the material world. Vishayendriya, material senses, samyogad yat tat agre amrutopamam. So here it is said that this indriya samyogad from the combination of senses and their sense objects. And what is happening? Amruta upamam is like nectar. It is like nectar, but not nectar. That is the difference. So we may think that, wow, I'm experiencing happiness. I'm smoking. I'm intoxicating. I am. I'm doing what I want, whatever comes to my mind, and everything is giving me happiness. I don't have to really know because happiness is a matter of experience, right? Pratik Prabhu, isn't it? Happiness is what? Is it just on paper? If someone is describing the glories of a beautiful mango fruit, which is perfectly ripe and perfectly juicy and perfectly sweet, and if all these experiences can give you happiness, no. It may give some happiness because it is giving you a clue of where the happiness is lying in the mango, right? The knowledge is also giving you some happiness that, oh, but if you get it, then only you're happy. If you're not getting it, are you happy? It leads to more frustration, right? So in this way, we can see the real happiness is a matter of experience. And okay, there are so many people who are experiencing it and they are getting happiness immediately. Some are taking some in what do you call this? options of drugs. And because, yeah, they think that they are in contact with the God directly. But what happens after some time? No. Or someone is taking to a cup of coffee or tea, then they think, hey, I'm now energized. I'm now happy. Of course, if you see, there are so many ads which glorify coffee and tea, like the day can't start with that. Because if you want to have a good day, what is that company called? Good. There are some nice brands. The day can't start without such a, yeah. So all these things are experience. It matters, right? But what happens is, why are they not happy forever? If that same coffee or tea or same drug, why is it not enough? Why one want more and more? Why? Because they are not satisfied with what they are getting. Of course, here the example is given is about the attraction between male and female, and what is happening is the concepts of dating was, of course, it came from Christian community, or so to say. This practice was there, of course, was in a more or less regulated way, that the father used to bring the, not the father of the kids, but the father of the church. He used to be the man in the middle who used to bring a girl and a boy together, and in a very controlled way, that they could exchange and then they could understand. But there was no concept of living together. There was no concept of being the two all alone, that they can really talk, really understand. No, that's not the case. It was more and of course, if you come, people are saying, hey, what a kind of country is India, where there are marriages arranged even without the boy and girl have ever seen. No, now Indians are proud that, hey, we don't belong to that community anymore. We also have the opportunity where we are talking, yeah, we interact, we understand afterwards. Then, when we really are interested, then we will really marry. And when we really marry, uh, so all these things, concepts are changing for comfort, and then mainly then one is looking for assurance of marriage. And when it comes to the assurance of marriage, maybe the marriage is built on false commitment. And how long can one stay without such a uh, continue to fulfill such a false commitment? No, it doesn't work. And so whatever is based on sensual enjoyment is not satisfied. Yeah, one wants A, one is getting B, and other one is looking for C, and in the end there is no common values, due to which what happens is it leads to divorce. And when it leads to divorce, then what happens is, then a person in those olden golden days, then once who has divorced wouldn't look for a second marriage. But yeah, the society is so connected that again the attractions, again the opportunities, and all these things are there, through which one is again looking for a dream girl or a dream boy, and again it goes. And after some time we think, why do we really need to marry if we really want to enjoy? If our goal, if your goal, if my goal is only enjoyment, why can't we continue without marriage? In fact, I don't know, had someone seen in India a new law is Supreme Court or the High Court has given um, green signal for um, what is it? Living living in the same place or live in relationship, even if they are minors. Anyone read this recently? I think yesterday or day before yesterday. No. So one can live together. The parents have no power to stop such. When the kids who are minorities and want to live together with others, not with you, with parents, but uh, live-in relationships are allowed even in minors. So Yeah, the other time I heard about that. Okay, uh, same gender marriages, yeah, okay, are allowed. Mm. Yeah, now the legal empowerment, I don't know in which direction it can take us. So all these are based on what? In the mode of passion. There is mode of passion. The one who is the judge of the courts, yeah, they are affected by that. It's not that. That's why Manu Samhita is mentioning how to lead, which is coming from the empowered personality. The Lord empowered Manu to write, uh, but people don't take to them. Then rather they go, oh, the Constitution written by man, or the code code of conduct written by men. So all these things are only yeah, just like philosophers come together, they think about something and they just give some conclusions, and that's it. All this is to promote happiness. So this kind of happiness may look nice now. Yeah, okay. What happened to the relations that didn't go longer because it's happy now, but end up sad because, oh, you have to commit yourself for lifelong. Hey, come on, I was not prepared for that. So people don't want rules and regulations that will come later. So that's why they give up. In fact, Mother Teresa, when she was there in India, it was the time where people were leaving newborn in all over, yeah, in Calcutta. That she felt so much compassion. How come this? Because she was coming from a Christian nun background, so she brought and start taking care of those. So why? Because so much interest goes into self enjoyment rather when it comes to sacrifice or to take care of uh, what do you call, take care of responsibility or rules and regulations. One doesn't want rules and regulations. And then Durga Devi is there, she is controlling. Hey, you don't want to follow rules and regulations, you don't want to follow a proper life, okay, then be ready. So in that way one can never be happy. Just going against, just becoming rebels, just being uh, opponent of the Lord, one may call it different labels, cannot be happy. Why? Because the influence of mode of passion, the mode of ignorance, or even to an extent of happiness, all these energies of the Lord are meant for our reformation, whether we willingly accept them or whether it is forced upon us. Yeah, it is our choice. Yeah, I'll stop there. Who read this? Pratik Prabhu? Question or thoughts from anyone else? Any thoughts from anyone? Yeah, if not, then yeah, then we will close the session here.
Yeah.
We have covered happiness in the mode of goodness, happiness in the mode of passion, happiness in mode of ignorance. Yeah, we'll cover next week. I think someone was speaking.
No, Prabhuji, my mic was not working. So, uh,
Hmm. Okay.
yes, it's so my thoughts on it. Yeah, definitely. I think the knowledge is missing. If the knowledge is not there, then the environment that you have mentioned, that it will be the obvious one.
Hmm.
But yeah, now that I'm getting the knowledge, so I can see the better path.
Benefit.
So, thank
Yeah.
you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Thank you. Then okay. I wish you a nice Sunday. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय।